Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be predicting the top 4 divisions of English football. So the Premier League, the Championship, League 1 and League 2. So my Prem and EFL predictions. So make sure you leave a like on the video. Let's try and smash 50 likes on the video, and much appreciated. Subscribe if you are new. So close to 3K at the time of recording, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and let's get straight into it. So before we start, let me just make a quick disclaimer. If I do put your team lower than you'd expect, I am sorry for that. Don't get too angry. It's just a prediction, but this will mean I've predicted the top 6 tiers of English football. If you want to check out my National League prediction and my National League South and National League North prediction, they'll both be up in the card up there. So check it out. Let me know all your predictions for the Prem, League 1, Championship, League 2 in the comments below. And let's start off with the Premier League. Let's go. Bottom of the league, I have got Cardiff. I don't think they've added too much quality to their squad. And Millwall doesn't seem to do well in the Premier League, and I've struggled this season. I think they will finish bottom. 19th place, I have Huddersfield. I think there'll be a bit of a second season syndrome. They weren't that amazing last season. Had a really good start to the season, which really did help them out at the end. At the end of the season, they weren't that great, and I think some of the teams last season were pretty poor, and they kind of got away. They've made some good signings, but I think Huddersfield will go down. 18th place, the second season syndrome is, I believe it's going to be in place this season. I think Brighton will go down. I think the problem for them is they don't really have a proven goal scorer, and I just think Brighton will get a bit unlucky this season and go down. 17th place, this one's a bit of a shock. Maybe I'm going to go with Leicester. Leicester, at the time of recording, they could lose Harry Maguire, and they have lost Mahrez. So I think Leicester are going to struggle this season. I think that Claude Puel is already a bit stale there. He'll get sacked. A new manager will come in. I think there'll be a relegation fight at Leicester. Now, I don't think Jamie Vardy will be his best this season. I think he may have lost a little bit of pace, and I just don't think Leicester are going to have a great season, unfortunately for them, and just stay up. 16th place, we've got Bournemouth. Again, they've made a few decent signings, but I think this will be a poor season for Bournemouth. 15th place, we've got newly promoted Fulham. They've made some really good signings, but I think Fulham will finish 15th. And I think they'll have a good season and play some attacking football. And I think Sessegnon will have a good year as well. 14th, I've got Watford. I think they could easily finish lower. They've made some good signings, but the problem is that half those players in that squad probably can't be bothered to play for the manager, because they know that they'll get sacked soon. So I think that could hurt them a bit this season. Place, we've got Southampton. Mark Hughes is going to get a full season. I don't think it'll be exciting for Southampton, but they'll get the job done. They'll stay up and get a mid-table finish. 12th place, we've got Burnley. Got a decent, obviously in the Europa League this season. Hopefully they will qualify. But I think that would be a bit too much for them, and they don't really have the depth in their squad to be able to play European football and to play Premier League like they did last season and finish 7th. 7th place, we've got Crystal Palace. This is dependent on if Wilfried Zaha plays, because he's so important to that squad. He is. Without Wilfried Zaha in that Crystal Palace squad, I think they'll easily be in a relegation battle. But if Wilfried Zaha is fit, then I think Crystal Palace will finish that mid-table finish. Place, I've got Newcastle. Again, this is another one that's dependent on Rafa Benitez, and also if there is a takeover, because I think this will happen midway through the season, and in January it will bump Newcastle up the league. But I think Rafa Benitez will just do his magic and somehow get Newcastle in the top half. In 9th place, we've got Wolves. Wolves, of course, bringing in some fantastic signings and are doing really well. And obviously come up from the Championship this season, but I think they won't break into the top 7, but I think it'll be a good first season. 8th place, we've got Everton, another one of those teams trying to break into the top 6, but I think this won't be the season that they do it, and I think the team that above them, West Ham, in my prediction, I think will have a better year than them. So I think Everton 8th, and West Ham 7th. I think they've made some good signings. They've got an experienced manager in Pellegrini, so I think West Ham will finish in that 7th spot and a much better year than last one. 6th place, we've got Chelsea, obviously our new manager in, and a lot of stars set to leave. Quartar, Hazard potentially, but that will still, even if he does stay, that will still be lingering over him. And I think Sarri plays a very specific system. Don't think he has the players to do that at the moment at Chelsea. 5th place, we've got Arsenal. I think Arsenal just missed out on the top 4. I think Unai Emery will have a good first season at Arsenal and get him a 5th position, but just miss out on the Champions League spots because the teams above them are so good. And I think Unai Emery, maybe that lack of experience in the Premier League may hurt him a little bit. Position, we've got Spurs. Even though Spurs haven't brought any players in, when you have a manager of the quality of Mauricio Pochettino and the squad they have there, they're probably going to do well. They haven't got amazing depth, but that first 11 is one of the best in the league, and I think that will get them through again. Position, we've got Man United. Man United potentially could finish out of the top 4, but I think Mourinho will get the job done this season, but I think it'll be a long, boring one for Man United. I don't think they'll win any trophies. I think Mourinho is starting to go stale at Man United. I think he will get sacked at the end of it because the things in place is Liverpool, second favourites to Manchester City for the title. They've brought in some fantastic signings, but I think maybe they don't have the quality and depth that Man City have. So I think, and then a bit of a boring finish, but I think Man City will win the title again. Pep Guardiola is trying to build a dynasty. He's brought in some fantastic signings, and I think the Premier League is going to be Man City again. But the real challenge for Pep Guardiola is winning the Champions League as well. So those are my Premier League predictions. Let's go on to the Championship, League 1 and League 2. Let's go. In the Championship, I've gone for a bit of a left field shot. I've gone for Nottingham Forest to win the league ahead of Stoke City, who could easily win the league. I think Nottingham will win the league, though. I think they've brought in some good signings, and Karanka has done it before, not like Rowett at Stoke. So I think Nottingham Forest will win the league. And then the playoffs, we've got Aston Villa, of course, had that massive worry over them financially, but they sorted themselves out, I believe. They've still got a load of debt, but I think they'll be okay. 4th, got Leeds. I think they'll have a good season, and I think maybe they could go up in the playoffs. 5th, Frank Lampard's Derby. I think they'll have a good season. And 6th, Reading. I think they'll have a decent season and get in the playoffs. In the relegation spots, I've got QPR. I think Steve McLaren, he's not a great manager. They shouldn't have sacked Ian Holloway, and there's a massive financial problems at QPR, and I think this will be a tough season for them to go down. I think 23rd, I've got Rotherham. Came up from League 1 last season, but I think it won't be enough for Rotherham to stay up in the league. And then 24th, I have put Bolton. I think this is probably one, a bit of a dodgy one from me. But I think Bolton will finish bottom of the league. They obviously just stayed up last season. I think it won't be a great season for them, and they will go down. On to League 1 we go, and top of the league for League 1 I've got Burton Albion. They've still got the same manager, and they've brought in some good signings as well, and I think they'll go up with Portsmouth, and I think Charlton will go up in the playoffs. I'd like to see Charlton go up and potentially go to the Valley and vlog a championship game. And I think the rest of the playoffs have got Barnsley, Bristol, Plymouth, and I think it'll be very tough again in that League 1. And I think to go down, I think Accrington Stanley, I think they just don't have the budget to really compete in the league. And I think Major probably go down. Gillingham, they've brought in a lot of non-league players, and I think Gillingham will go down this year. 22nd, Rochdale again stayed up on the final day last season, and I think they will go down as well. Wickham, probably from League 2 last season, I think they'll just slip out. And then Shrewsbury, I think, will just stay up. I think John Askey will do a good job after Shrewsbury lost a lot of their players, and I think that Shrewsbury will just stay up. And so that is my League 1 prediction. Let me know your thoughts on my Championship, League 1 and Premier League prediction down in the comments below. On to the League 2 for my final prediction. My prediction for who's going to win it is Notts County. I think they were unlucky not to go up in the playoffs last season, and I think they'll get the job done this season. They'll also go up with MK Dons and Swindon. I think they'll do a good job this season and go up. And then the rest of the playoffs, I've got Lincoln City. I think they will win the playoffs and go up. Then Yeovil, Mansfield and Northampton, I think will all get in the playoffs. And then at the bottom of the league, I have Cheltenham and Morecambe. I think both of those teams are struggling, and I think Morecambe, they did lose, I think 5-1 on the first day as well. The two former non-league sides that I think some of you guys do support. I have got Macclesfield just to stay up. They have got a good squad, and obviously if they had John Askey there, I think they'd finish mid-table. But losing him after winning the league and getting Mark Yates in, I think he is a good manager. He will keep them up, but I think it will be a bit stressful for the man. I have put Tranmere in 12th, so exactly mid-table. I think they have a good season. They've brought in some good signings. They have lost Andy Cook. They don't have that big striker that can get them loads of goals. They do need another partner for Norwood, who again is a really, really good player. But I think Tranmere will finish mid-table. I think Mickey Mellon will do a good job and get Tranmere in 12th. I think the one thing that will pull them back is that striker to partner with James Norwood. So those are my prediction for the Premier League, the Championship, League 1 and League 2. Have I made some absolute clangers? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know your predictions in the comments below as well for League 2, League 1, Championship and the Premier League. Leave a like on the video. Let's try and smash 50 likes on the video. Check out my National League prediction and National League South / National League North prediction up in the card up there. So check that out as well. Subscribe if you are new. So close to 3K at the time of recording. So make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you all later.